Previously, we took a look at this camera, Sony PMW-F5, and we discovered that it has a damaged screen. Some kind of dot in the front, and it's cracked in the corner, lines across it, and we had a good look inside it, put it all back together, didn't change anything, it still has an error code, and the screen is still broken, obviously. Since then, I brought from AliExpress what I hope is a compatible LCD, which I worked out by looking up the model number for this camera and then finding what other cameras that's used on and then searching for screens for those cameras, and that came up with a lot cheaper options which have a touch panel on top of them, which we don't need a touch panel, but it was a lot cheaper to buy one with it than without it. So we'll take this apart, or we'll take the side off, access the screen, and stick this in and see if it works. And while we're there doing that, we'll have a look at these buttons again, because since then, especially that one, and the menu one, don't really work properly anymore. They don't click. So we'll see if that is the button on the keypad or whether we just jammed something. Anyway, let's turn that off and get started. Oh, the other thing is, I've got this memory card now, so we can try running the camera. Let's see what that's like. Although I still don't have a lens, but yeah, that's not going to change because it's quite expensive. So we'll take the side off. I think that's the only bit we have to take off. Take the side off, undo the cables. Was there another screw? Yes. Right. Now this again. So remember there were some bits I couldn't work out where they went. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. There was this thing which I couldn't work out where that goes, and I reviewed the video and it's somewhere in there. For some reason I was thinking it was need to go with the side. Anyway, but who knows? I suppose a service manual or something like that would tell us. Yeah, last time I tried to wash all this stuff to get rid of that corrosion that was on everything, and don't think that really helped that much. Maybe we've got to give it a good scraping. I think I put a new battery in as well. Although it still asked for the time when I turned it on just then, so maybe the battery's not good, or maybe there's some other problem. So we should check that. It does look kind of swollen. Dead 0.2 volts. So does that mean I didn't put a good battery in it, or does it mean that this thing flattens the batteries really fast? Probably the latter, because why would I put a bad battery in it? Now we got this display cable. Oh yeah, that's a lot easier way of undoing it, isn't it? Because last time I think we undid it at the other end and then fought with it for ages trying to get it back on. Fought. Okay. So we wanted to see what... Yeah, look, it just goes there, easy. Which was the buttons that I thought were broken? Or maybe it's to do with that thing. Maybe I put that on wrong. Because it is right by those two buttons that were having the problem. Which is that one and that one, I think. Yeah, menu and back. So they're fine. So the problem was this must be in the wrong place. Maybe the board is supposed to go under that thing. Anyway, we'll think about that a little bit later. But now we've got to take the screen off. Oh, we're going to have to take this off anyway. There's no easy way, is there? Because you've got to get these plastic membrane-y, whatever, button holder things. Strange. Anyway, I think that's enough. Oh no, we've got to take all those things off again as well. That's annoying. So just remember which way around those named things go, so that we can put them back again. It's probably going to snap off since we've had to do this multiple times now. Okay. Now we can get to the screen. The display screen. Now the problem is going to be that it will be too thick now because it's got that touch panel on it. So should we try ripping the touch panel off? Problem is it's going to destroy it. It could easily crack the screen. So that will undo. That comes out. So that's the dud. That's the replacement. And it's got some part numbers on the edge there. Close enough, I guess. 471 something. Cables look the same. There's a part number on the ribbon cable, which appears to be the same. And the touch panel's really thick. I'm probably going to crack the screen trying to get that off though. That's a shame. It will only be stuck around the edge. Yeah, but to get that off, we're going to have to bend it a lot. Let's see. It does fit in, but then that thing that pushes on it is going to be way up in the air now. I wonder if that matters. It depends how much clearance there was to this board. How much of a good idea is it squeezing this thing down? I guess, well, I don't know. We can't just put it in temporarily to try it, can we? I was thinking maybe we should just take that window out, because that will make it, that will take away this, it will give room. No, it won't, because there's ridges around the edge, so it's actually pushing, the screen's pushing on these ridges, so undoing those, removing those wouldn't allow it to go down any further. If we can get that off without snapping it. Problem is the glass of the screen is a lot thinner than the glass of the touch. Probably already cracked the screen trying to get it off. I guess that's why you're supposed to buy the correct one. Yeah, if it's broken now, then that's annoying. Pretty high chance. It didn't sound very good being bent. I suppose you can put some stuff down there to dissolve the glue. Double-sided tape, I presume it is. Alright, that's in there. And we'll put the other bits in. Back, whatever. How's that going to work now that it's all lifted up? Okay. Buttons. And whatever goes at the top, that's all still there. Yeah, I think the problem is it lifting that up? Yeah, unfortunately it's lifted the whole board up. So none of the buttons will work anymore. Oh, they still work. Alright, let's just carry on like that and pretend that it's gonna work. Really what we need to be doing now is putting spacers under these standoffs so that the board doesn't get bent down by the screws pushing against the back edge of the display. Really ruined this now. We'll just test it out, see if it works. Then I'll, I don't know, maybe look at trying to get that touch panel thing pulled off. So much point putting that stuff back on. Oh, maybe that just sat there like that on the top. Probably. Okay, we'll mount it back on the side and then see what happens. Alright, so this thing goes camera, file, view. Alright, we'll stick it back on here. Did that go up that way or did it go the other way? Nobody knows. Yeah, it went that way. Where did that go? Oh, that's the earphone socket thing. Alright, was that enough wires connected on? Because there's that other connector there not going to anything. I suppose it just doesn't go to anything. Maybe that's for the fancier version. Alright, well let's juice it up and see what happens. Plug this and hope that something useful happens and comes out of it. Well, it looks better, doesn't it? No burnt out circle thing in the middle. Huh. It says initial setup menu is appearing on viewfinder screen and monitor by SDI 3 output. Okay. Oh, look at that. The screen is working. And the menu works and that works. Does it? Well, that's good. Now we can see the things. The exposure index, high latitude. Alright, let's stick this in it. The light come on. Says it's green. Says it's got 10 minutes recording on this 64 gig card. Alright, that's not very long, is it? 64 gigabytes. Well, I think there's a bit of the card already used. We should be able to improvise with this lens. Although it's going to be a bit hairy because there's light leaking in. Looks like it would have a reasonable picture if, we had a proper lens. So it's recording. This is a zoom. It's all manual. Well, it's all electronic, this lens, so I can't adjust the focus or the aperture. We need to try and 3D print a lens mount for this. Guess we can go to play. There you go. So despite still having an error and this ring flashing on it, it seems like it can record and play. I'm not really sure what that error is affecting, or what is it meaning. It said peripheral board, something or other. The touch thing, which I'm concerned about trying to rip that off because it's so delicate that it's going to get destroyed. I might wreck that cable too. So do we try now ripping the touchscreen part off without destroying it? I don't know what the best way of doing that would be. Because you need to somehow hold the... You've got to hold the display flat and then pull the panel thing off. I wonder how much bend it's got. Okay, so it's only that one there that has to come off to get the screen part off. So there is some pad thing there, but that bottoms out on that little ridge there, so we won't really be able to help it by pulling that pad in. I suppose we should have the power off of that when we're taking it apart. So how can we get that to peel off without bending the panel? If we can put the other one behind it to help stabilize it. And the other one's already broken. It's just making these clicking noises like the glass is breaking. Well, glass is coming out, so I guess we've destroyed it. Shards of glass. Yeah, the whole thing went in, but yeah, who knows what's happened to this panel now, unfortunately. I'll cut towards my hands, but the cables are there, so I can't really do it another way. Alright, so it came off, but it definitely cut into some glass. But whether or not that's destroyed the screen, well, I guess we'll have to just put it back and find out. I think it might have only scratched the polarizer. So we proved it did work. Now we'll see if we ruined it. So that's a touch panel. It's taped quite well. So it's a flexible plastic thing on top of a sheet of glass. And then I think there might be oil or something in there. And then when you press it, it makes contact between the front half and the back half has like resistive conductive surfaces in there. We'll just give that a little wipe and see what happened. And now it's ruined. Now it's got a really big cloudy bit across it. Alright, let's just quickly put it back together before anything else happens. Put it back in there. And we'll just pretend that everything went well and that we didn't smash the glass, and we'll see if it still works. Otherwise that was a waste of $15 or whatever it was for that screen. Well, it's kind of a waste anyway because I don't have a lens for the camera. And I'm not sure if I really want something that records 60 gigabytes in 10 minutes of footage, because that's a little bit difficult to manage. I don't know, is this going to be a long video or not? I've got another thing lined up, so we'll do that as part of this video, or it'll be the next video anyway. We'll see. This is just boring replace a screen thing. Not sure why that had to go down there. Guess it just gets it out of the way of those card holder things. Buttons still work, good. Alright, let's plug in the stuff and see what happens. Oh, it goes that way. You have to remember that that goes in the non-obvious way. And then I think one of those wires is supposed to go through that thing. That is supposed to go through that plastic sheet or something. Okay, we plugged in the stuff. We might have broken the screen. Let's find out. Yeah, I guess we broke the screen because it's not doing anything now. Alright, there you go. That's wrecking a camera. Really? That's disappointing. I'll take it all apart again. Did I not plug something in? Oh, I plugged that in the wrong place. Oops. Oh, I rammed... Okay, that's probably why it didn't work. I rammed that into there, which is probably a very bad thing to have done. Oops. Okay, that might have killed something if that was power input. That's not very good. There you go. Must have been power joined onto some other random place. And yeah, maybe don't do things like that. So it's still fine. We didn't break the screen after all. Yeah. Oh, did I forget to plug in the knob? Maybe we killed something. That means that knob doesn't work anymore. That's disappointing. I guess we wrecked it then, because that's the knob wire. I guess the only way to... Well, we could do it through the website, but yeah, you really need to get into the menu to remember what the password and everything is. Yeah, I think we probably destroyed that. I think we probably destroyed that chip there by plugging that into there. Because that seems to power it up. So I think that's power supply which got joined onto some I/O pins of that chip and probably cooked it. Oh well, there you go. That's PMW-F5. Well, it was sort of working camera, now not working. Is I don't plug things into the wrong place because it might get wrecked. I don't know if there's any other way of doing that. Alright, there you go. That's a ruined camera. I was wondering, try reseating something, maybe? I don't know. I think it would be that easy, will it? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, that's that then. That's the Sony PMW-F5 video camera. It was, but now it's ruined. So, stay tuned. Next time we'll take something else apart and see if we can wreck that too.